Now, last week, the U.S. Supreme Court struck down President Biden's plan to forgive student debt. The court's decision will have wide-ranging impacts on Black women, the demographic most impacted by student debt. Over the weekend, Vice President Kamala Harris spoke to women at the Essence Fest about their concerns over student loans.
With what we did to forgive student loan debt, $10,000, and if you're a Pell Grant recipient, $20,000, and if you went to an HBCU, it is likely that you are a Pell Grant recipient. The design and the implementation of that relief of student loan debt would have played out such that 90% of those who would have received it on an annual basis make less than $75,000 a year. And we're talking about young people who have otherwise talked with me, and everyone knows, who are worrying about whether they will ever be able to start a family.
Joining us now is consumer researcher Dr. Tanisha Watkins. Doctor, good morning. We were covering this story last week. I was doing some research and I pulled up an article that was showing the data points that the people who have borrowed the most student loans are Black women, and the people who are likely to have the highest individual balance are Black women. Now, we heard Vice President Harris say there's a lot of real fear for student loans affecting this group and their future, things like starting a family, buying a home. Why is this demographic so impacted by it, and what are the repercussions for that now that this loan forgiveness is no longer available potentially?
Yeah. Good morning. Really great questions. And so I think that Black women are disproportionately affected by student loan debt because we have to take into consideration the socio-cultural factors that impact our decisions to go to college. Women see college and getting advanced degrees as an opportunity to, improve their lives, but also the lives of those around them. And so I have a hypothesis here. And I think one key factor is the ego, right? We know that Black women, our credibility tends to be questioned. And therefore, when we're looking at places to go for college, we're thinking about what are those institutions that are going to enhance my credibility so that I'm deemed employable. And sometimes those top universities means going out of state, means going to a private university. And so this is one belief that I have of why women are so disproportionately affected by the student loan debt.
I mean, I can understand that. When I was looking at schools for graduate school where I needed a scholarship because otherwise I was going to have to take out loans, and I'm still paying the loans that I have, if you're not in these circles that you aspire to get into, right, you look at where the people in those circles came from. And if it's a prestigious university, you think, okay, that's my ticket. But what I was reading that you don't realize is that women, in particular Black women, then when they get into the workforce, they don't make as much as their white male counterparts. They struggle with other barriers that may not be as obvious. And so it takes them much longer to pay those loans down. Now, you've talked about something that you call debt guilt. What is that, and how does it affect young professionals?
Right. So there's this interesting dilemma that happens. So we have individuals who go to college, and part of the rationale for taking out these massive amounts of money is that this idea that when I graduate, I'm going to get a job that pays me a lot of money, and I'll be able to afford the payments and pay the money back. However, what we see when we look at the data, that's not exactly happening, especially for Black women, given the gender and the racial disparities that we see in this pay gap. And so given that, it creates a sort of dissonance, some guilt from these women who view and value themselves as being highly intelligent. And so I know for me personally, I struggle with this idea of like, oh, I'm so smart, but I feel so dumb that I took out all this money to go to college. And so that is the paradox that we face.
Do you think there will be a reluctance for young people, and specifically Black women, to go to college? Because more Black women are graduating from college and getting advanced degrees. But, when I was that age, people didn't talk about debt, right? You got into the best school and you went and you took out $150,000 of loans and then you paid them for the rest of your life. I feel like the younger generation that I speak to does seem more aware of debt, and they are more fearful of it. Do you think that's going to start impacting the stats of Black women in higher education?
Oh, really great question. I don't think so. I think, again, because Black women do face a lot of social stigma, we do face imposter syndrome, and we know the power of a degree behind our name. I don't think that it is going to interfere with degree attainment. But what I do think the shift that we will see happening is that we're going to see more Black women who tend to stay in state, who may not necessarily go and pursue those out of state, those private universities. And my hope is actually that, we invest and attend more of our HBCUs. And so I think that Black women in particular will continue to reach out and get those degrees and advanced degrees, but we'll see a shift in where they're going and how they're going about getting, particularly those master's and PhD degrees.
I hope they keep going too. Maybe some programs will step up and try to fill that gap. Dr. Tanisha Watkins, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.